workout based on muscle groups. A basic understanding of muscle anatomy is vital for avoiding muscle imbalances. Achieving overall balance between muscle groups is the key to good posture, injury prevention, optimal function, and of course a solid physique. Best glute exercises. Try these exercises for a surefire way to activate and build your glutes. Barbell or Smith machine hip thrusts. Weighted glute bridges. Dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. Deep goblet squats with a dumbbell or kettlebell. You should start light to master the movements, but definitely add weight to all of them as you become proficient. Your glutes can handle a lot of weight as long as you use good form. For best results, combine hip thrusts and glute bridges with squats and deadlifts, the latter of which are classical lower body compound movements. Some people consider hip thrusts and glute bridges to be isolation movements, but they're still some of the most effective glute builders around. Performing hip thrusts or glute bridges before squats or deadlifts can help activate your glutes, while doing them afterward provides extra glute stimulation. Try both and see which you prefer, or mix things up over time. Keep most of your glute training sets between 5 to 12 reps, but you can do some burnout sets of 20-30 plus reps at the end of your workout, too. Best back exercises. Most, but not all, back exercises are pulling motions. Here are our favorite examples. Cable-seated high rope face pull with optional external rotation, middle and lower traps. Cable-seated low rope or V-bar cable row, rhomboids. Standing supported one-arm dumbbell row at 20 to 30 degrees, rhomboids and lats. Bent over barbell row at 35 to 45 degrees, traps, rhomboids, lats, and lower back. Pull-ups and chin-ups, lats and teres major and minor. Plate-loaded machine pull-downs as a pull-up alternative. Heavy partial rack deadlift from above knee level with 1 to 2 second hold at top, every muscle in your back, and then some. Single joint movements are absent from the list because they don't work well for building a strong back. But you can certainly isolate your traps, rhomboids, or lats by using good form on the above compound movements. As always, master your form before you go for heavy weights. It's also wise to do more volume overall for your back than chest to maintain a healthy balance between pulling and pushing, which is the opposite of what many people do. Best chest exercises. The chest isn't a very complicated muscle group, so your best bet is to train it the simple way with these movements. Push-ups. Dips. Incline, wide grip, partial range of motion, ROM, bench press. Bench press, all other variations. Cable flies, any variation. Push-ups and dips have many points in their favor. They work well with body weight only. They may be more functional for real life since they are closed chain movements, and they activate stabilizers like your serratus that can reduce your injury risk. We also like the incline partial ROM bench press at levels for building big, full pecs, especially for taller individuals. To do it, modify your range of motion, don't lock out fully at the top, and don't lower the barbell all the way to your chest. This method keeps your shoulder at a safer angle, but still activates your pecs adequately. While the flat, full range of motion bench press is a worldwide strength training favorite, you can build your pecs just as well using the other exercises. If you're drawn to going heavy on bench press, have at it, but make sure your technique and shoulder health are rock solid. Lastly, cable flies are a great way to isolate your chest using higher reps after you train with compound movements. And unlike traditional dumbbell flies, they maintain tension on the muscle throughout the rep. Best shoulder exercises. When you lift weights, it's impossible not to train your shoulders. They help out every upper body movement as well as many lower body movements, too. But if you really want to strengthen or accentuate your delts, implement the following compound and isolation movements. Standing barbell overhead press. Standing single or double kettlebell overhead press. Plate front raise, anterior deltoids. Dumbbell lateral raise with slow negative, 2 to 3 seconds, lateral deltoids. Bent over single arm dumbbell rear delt raise with 1 second hold at the top, posterior deltoids. Standing overhead presses, OHPs, are a classical weight training movement that involves virtually every muscle in your body, making them very functional. Before bench presses got popular, fitness enthusiasts used OHPs to gauge their prowess. Not only that, you don't need fancy equipment to get a great shoulder workout, just some free weights and a little bit of standing room. Try blasting your shoulders with a heavy compound pressing movement first. Then follow it up with lighter, higher volume sets of front, lateral, and rear delt raises to finish the job. Training through the pain could get you a nasty injury like a rotator cuff tear or shoulder separation. If you experience pain during shoulder movements, consider yourself lucky to get a warning, and be sure to heed it. In the end, your shoulders can still get adequate stimulation using other pushing and pulling movements, so it's better not to take the risk. Best quadriceps exercises. It's impossible to talk about training your quads without mentioning squats. Unless you are completely unable to squat, which is unlikely, squats belong in your program, period. What about safety? Old dogma says deep, heavy squats are inherently bad for your knees, but the latest generation of researchers and trainers agrees. If you experience pain in your knees while squatting, you may have an undiagnosed injury or bad form, but that doesn't mean squats are the culprit. If nothing else, many people with lingering pain or old injuries can still use lighter weights to squat safely and pain-free. Try the following exercises and see which one you prefer. Dumbbell or kettlebell goblet squat. Double kettlebell squats with kettlebells in the rack position. Box squat. Barbell back squat. Barbell front squat. Machine hack squat. Leg press. Split squats or Bulgarian split squats. You can change up your primary squat movement every so often, but you'll get the best results by sticking to one for a few months at a time. If you aren't sure where to begin, goblet squats, double kettlebell squats, and box squats are the most beginner-friendly. Or if you don't feel competent enough to squat, seek out an experienced coach or stick with machine hack squats and leg press variants. How about leg extensions? This isolation exercise doesn't have the same hormone-boosting benefits as compound moves, and it puts your knee joint and anterior cruciate ligament, ACL, under a lot of stress, And while there's no scientific consensus on the matter, plenty of expert trainers suspect leg extensions may also damage knee joint cartilage. Therefore, skip them if you value healthy knees. Split squats and variations like Bulgarian split squats are a superior choice to diversify and increase the volume of your quad training if you want to go beyond the basics. Best hamstrings exercises. Here are the top picks for building stronger, better hamstrings. Deadlift, barbell, hex bar, or other full range of motion variants. Stiff leg barbell deadlift. Dumbbell Romanian deadlifts. Glute ham raise, machine-assisted or bodyweight versions. Lying machine leg curl. If you've never trained your hamstrings before, start light and easy to avoid a muscle tear. As with every muscle group, compound movements, like deadlifts and their variations, are the staples for hamstrings. Perform them before glute ham raises or leg curls, because pre-fatiguing your hamstrings with single joint movements typically isn't wise. Also, dynamic mobility, stretching or warm-up exercises that involve moving the joint or limb actively through its range of motion before your workout, and static stretching after you lift can boost your function by loosening tight hamstrings. However, it's generally better not to static stretch excessively before you train, because it can decrease strength and explosiveness for 24 hours or more. Best calf exercises. The insertion point of your calves, in other words, the point where your calf muscle meets your Achilles tendon, is the biggest determinant of how your calves look, and you can't change genetics. A very high calf insertion point means a calf muscle roughly the size of a tennis ball, while a low insertion point generally results in enormous, shapely calves with very little effort. However, you can use the following exercises to get the most out of what you're working with. Standing one-leg calf raise on a step, body weight, or holding a dumbbell for added resistance, with 2-second static hold and squeeze at the top. 2-leg calf raise in leg press machine, knees straight, with various foot positions and angles. 30-degree knee angle bent leg calf raise in leg press machine, 3-second stretch and hold at the bottom. 90-degree knee angle bent leg seated machine calf raise. Your gastrocnemius is at its most active when your knees are bent, while the soleus plays a dominant role when your knees are straight. Therefore, you'll want to mix up bent and straight knee calf exercises to give both muscles their due. Best triceps exercises. These triceps exercises are guaranteed to enhance your strength, power, and definition. Narrow grip dips. Reverse grip barbell bench press. Barbell floor press. One-arm dumbbell overhead triceps extension. Incline overhead two-handed dumbbell triceps extension. Overhead two-handed rope cable extension with low pulley. Dips, reverse grip bench press, and floor press allow for a relatively long range of motion and heavy loading. With these exercises, the idea is to overload the triceps with a compound movement. In contrast, you can emphasize the largest head of your triceps, the long head, best with overhead triceps isolation movements. The combination of shoulder flexion and stretch helps stimulate the long head, resulting in awesome muscular growth. Also, if you have elbow pain during some triceps movements, avoid those in favor of pain-free movements. Never ignore pain during any movement, it's always a red flag to which you should pay attention. Best biceps exercises. Endless variations on biceps curls exist, but before you go down a curling rabbit hole, try making these exercises your staples. Narrow grip chin-ups. Standing barbell curls. Cross-body hammer curls to pec level, one arm at a time, alternating rep by rep. Reverse grip easy bar curls. Narrow grip chin-ups are a compound movement that overloads your biceps with plenty of weight, plus offers more real-world fitness applicability than curls. And standing barbell curls are the classic biceps isolation exercise with very good reason. You could make your biceps bigger and stronger for years on end with nothing but chin-ups and barbell curls. Your brachialis is mostly out of sight and out of mind, but showing it some attention is effective for rounding out your upper arms and getting stronger. Cross-body hammer curls and reverse grip easy curls are two of the best brachialis exercises. Best of exercises. Doing a few sets of crunches or other abflexion movements as part of your weekly routine is sensible. But doing thousands of reps of any resistance training movement each week is a bad idea. These days, savvy coaches and trainers are prioritizing other ab movements over flexion. For a healthy spine and good posture, the secret is to prioritize the stabilizing, bracing and anti-rotation roles of your ab muscles over patterns that move your spine, flexion and rotation. The new hierarchy goes like this: bracing, anti-rotation, flexion, rotation. Note, bracing consists of resisting flexion or extension, while anti-rotation means resisting rotation. Build a healthy and strong midsection with the following exercises. Push-up position plank, bracing. Palloff press, anti-rotation, also called rotation resistance. Kneeling cable crunch, flexion. Reverse crunch on a slant board, flexion. Hanging pikes, dragon flags, or other toes-to-bar movements, flexion. Full contact barbell twist, rotation. Optional, ab vacuum, or Nali Kriya from yoga, TA activation. Spend most of your time with bracing early on, then add anti-rotation. Once you've become proficient at those, move on to flexion and eventually rotation. Also, don't be shy with loading up flexion movements when you perform them. Getting your abs strong using challenging weights is far more effective than doing zillions of useless reps. Best grip and forearm exercises. Your grip training is only limited by your imagination, but here are the best exercises to start off with. Grippers, captains of crush or similar. Pinch grip static holds using 1 or 2 weight plates. Pinch grip rows or carries. Heavy loaded carries, especially with kettlebells. Heavy partial rack deadlifts with overhand grip and no straps, bonus, use a fat bar. Pull-ups while holding onto a martial arts GI, towel, or other thick fabric, change up your grip each set. Wrist curls and reverse wrist curls. Reverse grip one-arm dumbbell curl. Finger extension using a rubber band may help with carpal tunnel type symptoms, and acts as a counterbalance to finger flexion movements. You can sprinkle in grip exercises at the end of your workouts, or any time. For example, stashing a gripper in your office allows you to train your crush grip throughout the day.